And if people want to take that opportunity to tell the Nebraska Democratic Party or the county party about how they feel by becoming involved, it's not just about showing up at the precinct level on February 9th. There are other ways to get involved, correct? Like volunteering time on data entry.
Yeah.
What are some of the ways people could get involved if they have a few extra hours a week on their hands or have a few other extra bucks that they think this is a good cause?
Okay, the first thing is this is like throwing 223 neighborhood parties all at once across the entire county, and that's our goal. And as you can see from our map, these pins represent organized precincts. And the good news is we've got a lot of pins on the map. The bad news is I got a lot of map, and there's spots where I need some help. So the first thing I need is people that will take the opportunity to locate me a site in their neighborhood and to agree to be my leader on the caucus for one night and one night only. Now with that comes this training if you need it. We're going to run training sessions in January so people don't feel lost. It's not that hard. So volunteering and saying I'll be responsible for my neighborhood is one of the first things that you need to do for me. The second thing, if you don't have time to do that, and I know everybody fills their life full of a lot of good things to do, but we could sure use donations to help pay for this. Our minimum budget is about $25,000 to just run the caucuses and report it in. Of course, that's dollars that I know are hard-earned for you, but a donation to the caucus organization can be sent to me at my post office box or to send directly into Lancaster County Democratic Party. You know, $5, $10, $15,000, whatever you got, I'll take it because I think this is important. Now we're doing a good job on raising funds, and we're doing a heck of a job, as you can tell, about getting sites located and getting people excited and ready to go. But funny thing, Democrats tend to live in clusters and Republicans tend to live in clusters, and so therefore I've got a few spots that are kind of bare, but I don't think that's absence of Democrats. I think it's absence of having people that have come forward and told us, gee, I really do want to help. And that's what we got here is, gee, we've got 150 volunteers all ready to go. We've got sites probably in a third to 40% of the caucuses right now have sites located. So we've got a really good start on it. As presidential race heats up, I think that'll be a great opportunity for people to come forward, either contribute to help the cause or to find a precinct and sign up and be a part of this.
But is there a headquarters where somebody, if they wanted to come in and do a little data entry or make some phone calls, could they do that?
Yes, all you have to do is call me, 436-3030. We use in the back room of my office has been dedicated to this. I also want to thank Ted Kessler, who has everything online. So if you volunteer for me with a couple passwords, you're at central control, right at your own computer. You can do anything you want to from there. You don't have to come down because thanks to Ted Kessler and a lot of work he has, we have the entire Lancaster County database, our voter registration, organized, sorted. You can call it up by precinct, by name. It's a great tool. You really can do it all from your desk if you want to.
Now, we've talked a lot about
this is cities. This is a city map. This
right.
is Lancaster. This is Lincoln.
But you are also dealing with a more rural legislative district as well, aren't you?
Yeah. If you look, there's this is the rural voting precincts. There's about 30 of those laying around the city of Lincoln. We have about half of those organized right now,
and
sites.
Is Lincoln proper.
Lincoln's in the middle, so we need to go up past Agnew and down to Hallam and get people involved all over the county. As you can see, we've got a pretty good involvement with sites selected and leaders in place in about half the rural districts. And I would say in Lincoln we're probably at maybe half there too. So there's plenty to do, and we're sticking with our pledge that every registered Democrat will have a place to go on the 9th of February and get to express their opinion.
And that's again Saturday, February 9th from 5:30 to 7:30 at the designated precinct location for each precinct. And that will be information provided if you would call Vic Covalt at 436-3030.
Actually, you need to volunteer and get the passwords, and then you can look at our exact list, just like I look at my list. And so it's so easy if you just give me a call and get the passwords and get signed up and get on the list through electronic mail, email, as well as websites, we're able to communicate everybody very, very cheaply. And you can have all of this information and you can see where we need the help.
Now, if somebody would provide their email address or their phone number, their address, are they going to be inundated with a lot of unsolicited information from somebody other than Lancaster County Democrats?
We have pledged our support with the lists we make to every Democratic candidate that wants to run in Lancaster County, Nebraska. So if you sign up on our list, the Democrats are going to like you better, and you'll probably be contacted by them. It'd be unfair to say, but it seems to me if we want your opinion, you want to be on the list. Other than that, we're giving it to no one.
Okay.
It's not for commercial sale. We're going to use it for our purposes. We're going to use it for you to communicate with us. We have been sending out an email about once every 10 days or so, just updating and keeping people informed. I hope that's not unruly or intrusive. I think a lot of people are tired of the cold calls, and I think a lot of people are tired of the mailings, and I think the reality is we want those people who want to be wanted. We want participants that want to be a part of us, yes.
Let's talk about the next event that you have scheduled, and then we're going to talk a little bit about what's being done statewide. But what is the next event? If somebody wanted to come and meet this group of history-making Democrats, what events do you have?
Now next Sunday, December 2nd, at the Zoo Bar, which is 136 North 14th Street, we are having a fundraiser at the Zoo Bar, which features John Blue and friends. John Blue is a very talented guitarist and vocalist, and I think he's going to bring some of his friends from the Wheatones along, and they're going to entertain us. And you can meet us at that time, and free will donation to get us going. We're suggesting $20 at the door, but we're not going to turn anybody away because they can't afford it. But come down and meet us and talk to us and get signed up on the list, because that's the important part, is we want to know who you are and we want to know what you want us to do.
Okay, so December 2nd, Sunday, December 2nd, at what time?
Doors open at 5, music starts at 6.
All right.
So that's a Zoo Bar downtown. Thanks, Pete.
And yeah, and so we've talked about Lancaster County. What's going on statewide with regard to the Nebraska caucuses?
The same thing is going on throughout the state. The counties are organizing either on the Lincoln model of precinct by precinct or the Omaha model of by legislative district or countywide. But this is going on across the state, and if you want to get involved and you don't live in Lancaster County, you can go to nebraskademocrats.org and sign up there, and they'll get you in touch with the right person. So this is, and when we get done electing delegates, those delegates will be counted, and they will be pooled, and the Nebraska Democratic Party will then announce the winners from a presidential point of view of the caucus, which will be binding on our national delegates.
Now, is this just a one-shot deal? We're going to do the caucus one time, or is this the beginning, the history of what's for the future?
I think this is a great experiment in the future. Nebraskans have been being left out. Their parties have left them outside of the loop. We're trying to open that door back up and make it a loop. We're trying to build a network of people. We're trying to build a database that'll help Democrats. And so I think it is an experiment in the future. I've seen some articles that say the caucuses are a thing of the past, and I think some articles will realize that with modern television and modern communication isolating us in our homes, we need to go back to the neighborhoods to rebuild the political parties and control the direction of the United States of America. And that's why I think it's an experiment in the future. Maybe this will be a launching pad into something better. I hope it is the beginnings of fixing what is a dysfunctional system of picking presidential candidates, and at least we're doing our part to let you participate in that process.
It's just from a personal perspective. I remember when I was in law school, my father took me to the Iowa caucus with him, and it was the first time I'd ever seen a caucus work. And while it might be a little bit intimidating going into a room where you may or may not know anyone, I wouldn't be scared now, knowing what I know about the Iowa caucuses. What would you say to that person who wants to participate but may have a little